Good day, friends and fellow woodturners. Richard Ford here, coming to you from Nova Scotia, Canada. It's 2022 and it's October, end of October. Starting to feel a little bit like winter. About 4 or 5 years ago, I made this little dish with Jimmy Clews on a course that he put on here in Halifax, and I've made several since. They're very nice little dishes. I've modified my method a little bit from what Jimmy taught us. Jimmy likes to put a recess in and hold on a recess. I don't like recesses. I always put a tenon on if I can, or a glue block if I can't put a tenon on. So my method's a little bit different, and as usual I've made up a little chart here to sort of show how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to start holding the block of wood against the jaws of a chuck with a live center, and I'll turn this little bead here on what will become the rim, and I'll turn the tenon, and when I've turned those I can then use this face and this face to divide it in half, put a line around the outside, and divide the width or the diameter in half, and cut that piece out here, cut this square out. When I've done that, I'll finish the OG by scooping out this outside edge and radiusing this inside edge and blend them together into a nice OG like here. Now, having done that, I'll finish it and I'll turn it around, hold it in the chuck, hollow out the inside, finish that, turn it around against a block, hold it with the live center again, and finish the bottom as much as I can. Okay, so that's the plan. The piece of wood I have, this one was 8 by 1.5 inches, and the piece of wood I have is 10 by 2.5. So we'll see how it goes. I probably will make a deeper dish because I've used this method and for a variety of kind of platters to bowls, depending on the thickness that you have. And it usually works out pretty good. So we'll give it a shot. As I say, time to make a video again. Here we go. Off to the lathe.
Safety. It's a big thing in the workshop. If you don't feel safe doing something, or you just don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You're the only person who can keep you safe. And if you don't do it, no one else can.
Well, we have a nice piece of ash, but it has a crack in this side, so I've offset it, and I'm going to take a bigger cut on this side, hoping I can get about 9 inches out of it. We'll give it a try. Face shield on. See how we're doing with that crack. Not cutting all the way around yet. Yeah, I've got just a smidgen. Cracks back to about there. We're cutting almost all the way around. So we're going to sneak under the edge of that crack maybe. Just a little tiny bit of the crack left. I'm going to put a little CA glue on it. Here we go. Here's my sketch as usual, and there's a little bead here on the top here. I want that to be about 3/16 or around that across, and then I'm going to mark halfway between here and halfway down here. So I'll do the bead first, put the tenon on, and then we'll carry on with this. So I always like to know where I'm going. 3/16 wide. 3/16 wide is just about there. Maybe I need it a little touch wider there. Okay. Now I've put two lines on here. This would be my small set of jaws, a tenon size for my small set of jaws. This would be a tenon size for my larger jaws. So you have to decide, is it going to be a functional type of dish, or if it was like this dish here, which was Jimmy Clews' sort of design. It's very small, ends up with a very small foot, and it's really an artistic piece. It's not functional because you couldn't put things in it. You know, if you put an apple in there, it's going to tip over. In this case, it's thicker, so I'm going to have a deeper dish. So I'm going to go for the bigger kind of foot, and we'll see how it looks. So a small skew to make a nice sharp dovetail. I usually relieve this corner here because the one that counts is down in the bottom, and we don't want the jaws to hang up on it. So it's about a 3/16 wide dovetail is fine. Okay, so now we know those two faces basically. And what we want to do is go halfway between them. That's just about there, I would think. Halfway between there and there. And here halfway between there and there. That'd be just about there. Yes, okay. Just about there. And here. There's going to be a fat little squat OG, but we need to remove this square corner off of there, just like here, halfway down between there, and halfway between that shoulder and that face. So we'll take that out. I'm going to put a smaller tool rest on there. That little one. There. This is the corner in there that helps guide us here for the OJ shape we put on there. Now this is going to be a slightly deeper dish, and so the OJ will be a little different, but same idea. I'm just going to touch up my tool, a sharp edge. Now, what I've done right here is sort of try to guess, aim at where I think the corner of the foot will come later, because I have to leave this little ridge here, this little face, for the jaws to grip on. So now I'll just finish this with my little smoothing scrapers, smoothing and finishing scrapers. And still a little bit of an edge on them. Just sort of blend that together. These are little negative rake scrapers, that this is exactly what they're designed to do, just to smooth and finish and blend together profiles. And it's the burr that's doing the cutting. As soon as the burr is gone, you have to sharpen them. Different end on this end here. There. See the little OJ shape there? There's the red at the top. And we'll just sand that up. And looking at it on that little camera, it seems this is just a little bit bulbous. I need to take that down a little bit. Pretty nice now, that OJ. I think this dish is going to change its shape quite a bit. What started out to be like the one I made with Jimmy Clews, I don't think so. I think it's going to, the inside would follow this shape more. Okay, let's sand it. Old favourite, tried and true original. It's the tried and true original Nova Silk. Very nice. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah. There's the end grain. I always like to put the end grain between two of the jaws, so the kind of grain is equal on all the jaws. Yeah. Yep, running pretty true. Getting close. Yeah, a little bit more. Just give the tool a little touch up. Need to roll that edge a little more and yeah, a little deeper there. Feels about right to me. Okay. Just going to touch it up. It's a long way from what I started out to make, but I think you have to adapt to what the wood tells you. That's my excuse anyway. Tried and true original. Nova silk. Tried and true original. Yeah, I like it. And I'll let this sit overnight, cure, and come back and finish the bottom tomorrow. So this is a utilitarian kind of dish. Has food safe finish on it, and would have a large enough base that it's not going to be tippy. So there. This this was what I started out to make. A little dish I'd made with Jimmy Clews. And this is a long way from it. But you can see how, as you see the shape unfold, you can adapt to it. And I'll come back and show you finishing the bottom. And then I'll let it dry for maybe a week, and then I'll buff it. And I'll film that too, and that'll be the end of the video. So there it is. Beautiful little bowl. Ash. Pretty, isn't it? Very pretty. Was a little crack in this, unfortunately. You can see a little bit here and a little bit here. But that's life. That's wood. A lot of you will have seen this before. It's just a little wooden block. It has a kind of a round profile on here and a hollow in the middle, and a screw in the middle that holds this little bit of closed cell foam, just to save me trying to hold it there. And it fits in the chuck. There's the #1 jaw. There it is. So I have the #1 jaw marked here. So there'll be indentations from the last time I used it. There, you have to wiggle it to find them. Yeah. Well, the idea of this is it gives us a nice support to turn the bottom of the bowl. Before you do this is establish how thick this bottom is right now. Nice thing about these is that they're spring loaded. So put that back there. Tighten it up. Yeah, because we have to blend it here, right? Okay, maybe a little more light on the subject would help. So we have quite a bit there. There's a 1/4 inch or so to come off here, I would say. Yeah, it's about 1/4. Blending this together and deciding on the size of the foot at the moment. It looks to be about right to me. Now, shape of the foot. I like a little radius on the corner. Just like that. And then slight slope in towards the center. So I like a radius on the bottom that is kind of matches the inside, the shape of the bowl. And of course it all has to be lower than the edge so that the bowl doesn't rock. Got to go down just a little bit lower. Yeah, that'll do, I think. Just tidy this up. And I just go and sharpen my little smoothing scraper. Better do them both. There, they both have nice sharp burrs on them now. 60 maybe. The old tried and true original. Wonderful stuff. And we use a little Nova silk in it. I use the same little spot on the paper towel so that the product can get finer and finer. Then I just scored around it. Yeah. Nice bowl. Well, this is my buffing setup. I have a shaft coming out of the headstock with my buffing wheels screw onto the end of it. 3 buffing wheels for the normal Tripoli and white diamond and Canuba wax is what I use. The BO type system. Usually buff somewhere around about 800, 900, and you can see the slower it is, the softer the buffing mop is. So we're just on 1,000 there now. We have to coat the buffing mop with some Tripoli and then present the bowl to the buffing wheel. Now the buffing wheel is always going down, it's always trying to pull it down. So I like to use this support that I've made that fits in the banjo, just a board, flat board with some carpeting on it, and I use that to rest my arms mainly while I buff. And I feel how soft the buffing wheel is, and if it's too soft then I'll speed it up, if it's too hard then I'll slow it down, but it feels just about right. This feels just about right now, and you can see the middle here getting quite shiny where I've just been buffing. Now you can see the rim also getting quite shiny. So Tripoli is like an abrasive. Takes all the little, look at the difference in the sides there, look at the inside that I've just done, and the outside I haven't done yet. And when you have a nice distinctive pattern like this, like on ash, you can see easily when you've gone halfway and when you've gone a full revolution. But it's good to pick out some point where you're going to start, because you'll forget how far you've gone. We'll put a little more of the Tripoli on. Doesn't take a lot. You don't want too much on there because it will get streaky. You have to learn how to buff. You don't want to put a sharp edge in it. See how it pulls that down? You always want to have like a trailing edge. The white diamond. Only problem with the white diamond is if you have a dark wood, it's like a white talcum powdery stuff, it can get into the grain and not look good. So I don't use it if the wood's dark, like walnut. It's about 1100. This is the white diamond. To the inside. Yeah, 1100. Probably go to 12. you get a feel for it after a while, and it just polishes a little bit more. So you can stop at whatever gloss you like. Some people don't like a really shiny bowl. You see where it's appropriate, I use the rest to support the work. You just have to sort of calculate over where the force is going to go. If you try and do it without this, you're the support for it. And I found that hard. There you can see it's got a little shinier. So now we'll just put a coating of carnauba wax on it, give it a little protection. Each product has its own mop. Around about 1,000. Put a little carnauba wax on it. Put it on the wheel. There. I think you can see how shiny that surface is. Hope you can anyway. I'm just put my name, material, the ash, and a date on the bottom, and we'll be all done. There, simple as that. Well, here we are. Here's that little dish I started out to make. I gave it a buff there when I was buffing the other bowl, and it's a little bit shinier now. It hadn't been polished for 4 years, so gives you an idea that what you can do to bring a bowl back, I guess. Very neat. Very nice little dish. Then we made this bowl. This is the one I demonstrated. Showed you how I turned it. Came out quite a bit different, but it's a nice little dish. I would call this one a dish. Dish to bowl, I guess. It's not really a full bowl, but it's certainly very nice. And it certainly take some fruit or whatever you wanted to put in it. It would be nice also for salad. Make a nice little salad bowl. And I'll figure this out in a minute. Here it is. There. Now, in between the first one, Jimmy's, and this one, I turned this one. And I really messed up with the video. I had it on autofocus, and when the chips were flying towards the camera, lost all focus altogether and became very blurry. But I wish it hadn't, because this was the one I intended originally to make. And as you can see, it's a glorious piece of ash. Beautiful, beautiful bowl. And, well, thought you'd like to see it too. So there we go. Using that same method, we could make one like Jimmy's. Could make one like this. And could make one like this one that you saw me make in the demo. So there you go. There it is. That's my method. That's how I finish. And that tried and true original, beautiful finish, food safe. Safe for you to have all over your hands. Lovely finish. Use it all the time now. And very simple to use, and as soon as you put it on the way I did and you buffed it, it's dry to handle. It's instant gratification sort of thing. So there you go. See you next time. Have fun in the shop.